The de-Chinization strategy of U.S. tech giants is advancing at an unprecedented pace, with companies like Microsoft, Google, and Amazon setting timelines for supply chain partners to relocate production bases out of China. This migration, seemingly driven by geopolitics, is in fact a covert battle involving technological hegemony, supply chain security, and global market competition. In this contest, Chinese enterprises face challenges but also seize opportunities for transformation and upgrading. Timeline revealed: Microsoft's resolute cutting off the ARM decision. Microsoft's supply chain relocation plan specifies product categories and timelines. Starting in 2026, all new Surface laptops and data center servers must be manufactured outside China. Notably, this shift extends beyond traditional assembly operations to the bill of materials (BOM) level, requiring at least 80% of server components to originate outside China. This signifies a complete overhaul of the entire supply chain ecosystem, from screws to chips. A supplier executive remarked, "Relocating assembly lines is relatively straightforward, but migrating thousands of component suppliers simultaneously represents a profoundly disruptive restructuring." Industry observers deem Microsoft's 2026 timeline ambitious. This supply chain shift isn't isolated to Microsoft but represents a collective industry effort. Google is massively expanding its production base in Thailand, where its server system assemblers have built 4 new facilities, doubling capacity. Amazon AWS has mandated overseas production for sensitive AI servers, particularly models involving high-end AI computing. These moves signal U.S. tech giants' attempts to build a de-Chinized backup supply chain. However, this hasty supply chain realignment carries significant costs. As Wall Street analysts noted, if iPhones were entirely manufactured in the U.S., their price could soar to $3,500. Consequently, future price increases for Microsoft and Google products will become a focal point for market attention. Despite the U.S. tech giants' resolute departure, the practical challenges exceed expectations. China's supply chain advantages extend beyond cost to encompass a comprehensive industrial ecosystem and rapid response capabilities. Take Dell as an example. Its de-Chinization strategy has already yielded bitter results. Its PC market share in China has fallen out of the top 5, relegated to the others category. Meanwhile, Huawei's share rose from 6.7% to 11.2% during the same period, while Lenovo maintained a steady market share above 30%. This is not Dell's de-Chinization, but rather Chinese consumers choosing to de-Dellize. The semiconductor industry presents an even more telling case. Despite U.S. pressure on ASML to halt EUV lithography machine exports to China, Beijing countered with rare earth export controls, directly crippling production of critical lithography components. This has escalated the standoff into a mutually destructive battle of, "You restrict my chips, I cut off your raw materials." Short-term pain is inevitable in this major restructuring. For instance, Microsoft has begun scaling back its China operations, shutting down its Shanghai IoT and AI lab and consolidating its offline channels. Yet in the long run, domestic Chinese firms are rapidly filling market gaps. Huawei's Ascend chips continue to gain market share in AI servers, while cloud giants like Baidu and Alibaba have launched AI chip development initiatives. As industry insiders note, this isn't withdrawal, it's substitution. Following IBM's closure of its Chinese R&D center, orders for Huawei's Ascend chips surged as domestic firms swiftly fill the market void. Is this a zero-sum game? The exodus of U.S. tech giants' supply chains appears politically motivated but reflects broader global industrial realignment. Yet de-Chinization doesn't equate to leaving China. A complete industrial system and a well-developed supply chain ecosystem are not easily replicable by any nation. Over the next decade, the global tech industry will evolve into a one-world, two-systems landscape. China's supply chain advantages will continue to play a significant role for a considerable period. This game has only just begun.